Welcome back to Two Elm Builds, and today we're going to be making an aggravation board. If you don't know what that is, stay tuned. Here we are flattening some maple. This maple is going to be a beautiful inlay that's going to go inside of this walnut right here. I'm making this for a friend, and he wanted something that would be heirloom quality. So here we're taking a 1/4 inch end mill upcut, and we're just going to rough cut this inlay. If you go on Vectric, it has a tool to help you do the inlays. It's so much easier now than it used to be, but this maple is going to inlay right inside of there. Here is a 60-degree V-bit, and this is going to create the angles that are going to lay into, it's going to cut the edges around this maple, and then we'll also do the same thing to the walnut so that they connect perfectly and slide right together. And here we are with walnut. Right now I'm using a 1/4 inch upcut bit just to rough everything out, and then it'll switch over to the 60-degree V-bit and cut those edges. Once this is done, you're going to have to use some glue, and I use glue liberally. I put a bunch in here. There's plenty of squeeze out. That's fine. We'll end up servicing this piece anyway. So put that glue in there, spread it around, hammer that inlay down in there pretty good, and then put some weight on it. You know, I put some wood and weight, and it secured it. I let it sit for a couple days. Now we're going to surface it. I just used the Beast. This is from IDC Woodcraft. It is going to cut through that overhanging inlay and get everything pretty close to even. I don't care if it looks pretty rough. Like I said, it's all going to get serviced anyway. As long as I can get rid of a majority of it, that's what I want. I want to get it as close as I can. And you'll see here, it does a really good job of cutting right through this maple, eats it right up. Makes a bit of a mess, but that's all right. And here we're cutting the pockets. This is with a 1/4 inch end mill. We're cutting pockets that are going to get filled with epoxy. And these are going to be hold the dice and the marbles. And here I'm just using some polyurethane. Everywhere I'm going to put epoxy, I am just caking it with polyurethane. I want it to fill up those end grains because I don't want the epoxy to soak up into the grain of the wood. So I'm just filling it. I think I did 2 coats. And here's the epoxy I use. It's super clear tabletop epoxy, and I just use different colors. I will have a link to all the bits that I use with this and to the epoxy and the polyurethane. I'll put all that in the description if you're wanting to use any of this. But the pigments I use, I think I got a kit from Eye Candy, and they had a bunch of different epoxy pigments, so I'll leave a link to one of those. I don't remember which one I got. But after I mix them up, I use a little heat, a little fire to pop some of the bubbles. Did that a couple times until it started to set. And I used a toothpick to stir everything up, and then once it was fully hardened, it was ready to be surfaced. And I just used my favorite surfacing bit here, and just cleaned it right up, made everything even. And now I'm taking 1/4 inch end mill, and that little square you see there, that's where the dice is going to sit. I'll show you here in a second. Got a dice and fits right in there. A little bit of wiggle room, but that's fine. But it sits right inside that little pocket. And here I'm using a little round nose bit, and I'm going to cut little holes where I put the marbles in this game. And it took me a lot of testing to figure out the size hole to make for the marbles I have. It was kind of crazy. I did a lot of testing because I didn't want it to get bumped and have the marbles fall out. I wanted them to sit in, but easily be able to be grabbed and moved along in this game. I've never played this game before this. So after I cut all these holes, inside of that maple inlay, you can see that I dropped in clear epoxy in every one of those holes. And I will drill that out later, but I wanted it to have a glossy look in the bottom of each of those little holes. All right, here we're just gonna use a 30-degree V-bit, and this really, I mean, when my friend and I were designing this, he said he wanted his name monogrammed in the middle, so that's what we're doing. Their last name is Johnson, whipping Johnson around here, and then after this I'll take what I believe is a 60-degree V-bit, and I just put a letter J in there as a monogram. And these V bits, I think these bits came from IDC Woodcraft. I've had them forever. They're great bits. I'll leave a link to IDC Woodcraft too. But yeah, here you can see I am creating that little monogram J, and this will get filled with black epoxy too. And with the same bit, I also did a little detailing. I ran along the edge of this inlay and just put a little groove in there. It just adds a little detail. I mean, the design is in the details, and this just made it look all that better. Now we're back to that little round nose bit again. And I'm going to clear out all those little holes that I had the epoxy now that it's cured. And just cleared that out so the marbles can fit in there. And it just, again, one of those little details that adds just so much more. I did fill that J and their name with some polyurethane there. And then I filled it with black epoxy. And you can see at this point I've done some sanding. Leveled everything out a little bit. Wiped it down with some water, I believe, and then sand it again, so it's really fine. But now we're going to add that little detail that made such a huge difference with this game. I have a ball nose here, 1/4 inch ball nose, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rope detail that goes all around the outer edge of the board. I think this was free when I purchased Vectric software. I think that was one of the free files that came with it. And here's an 1/8 inch round ball nose, whatever you call it. It's going to just do that little extra detail in there for that rope. It just adds that little bitty extra. And now it's time to cut it out. 1/4 inch end mill. I'm just going to rip right through it and cut this game board out. And once this is done, it's time to do some finish work. I believe I did one more round of sanding before doing this, but this is walnut. So I use this clear extra thin Osmo first, because I want to fill in all of that grain in the walnut. I want to close it up and fill it with as much of this wax as I can. And you can see here, everything just starts to pop. The epoxy pops, the color of the walnut, the maple, it all starts to pop. And you can really see that rope edge. That little detail just adds so much. But after you have this Osmo on, let it sit for a little bit, and then just wipe up all the excess. You know, you just don't want puddles of it sitting on there. After that cures for a little bit, I gave it a few hours, I think. Now it's time to put on the high solid. And this is where the real color starts to pop. Everything darkens up so much with this. And it just makes everything stand out. I absolutely love Osmo. It is my favorite. I use Rubio sometimes too, but Osmo is my favorite, especially on walnut. And I try to get it on in each little hole, each little groove. Now I did make a base for this, and these little Z-clips, I overkilled on this. I put a ton in. I do not want this game board to warp over time. This is going to be heirloom quality piece of art. And here it is. This is the finisher. You need to just hard polish this wax after it cures for a while. Just polish, clean up every little hole in there, just rub it down really hard. Put some elbow grease into it, and this is what you'll end up with. This is the finished product right here. I mean, I am so excited. I know that the Johnson family is going to have this for years and years and years, and their family will get tons of use out of this. It is a beautiful piece of art. I mean, you could even hang this on your wall if you wanted to when you're not using it. I mean, I'm so excited for them to have this piece. I hope you guys enjoyed this and got a little inspired by it. And as always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and go be great.